Have you ever noticed that how politicians are treating stories basically almost directly correlates with how related they are to the protagonists, or like how much drooped they are with them? Like if they're opposed to the protagonist, then they're going to be an obstacle all the way, or they're apart from the protagonist. I should say they're going to be either useless or an obstacle. Whereas if they're a part of the protagonist, then they're going to probably have a lot of benefit. They might have their own way of doing things, but when they're doing this stuff, they're ready to basically throw their lot in and did on the action as much as the main protagonist. So it's sort of interesting to observe that, and also how we probably often think that our favorite politician is definitely in the latter category, when their actions will actually decide what their kind of place is. And again, that's sort of a thing where it's like you may not know what a politician's actions are, but it's sort of like you can see certain patterns with certain kind of structures of what they promise at times. And there's always kind of thing, oh, I'll be the one to deliver. And yeah, that kind of is one of those things where it's like, don't give a politician more what they want before they give you what you want. Granted, it's hard to get them first elected in that way, but the point kind of remains, I think. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that we don't often really observe that in regards to our own life, where it's like, okay, is this person actually being helpful, or are they on the power trip? And I think that's what we really need to see, is that a lot of people want that sort of power, yet they don't always have the best suited for it. So we can think of all like the antagonistic politicians, where they have their priorities and they may think it's right, but oftentimes the protagonists have a different perspective, a different leverage in a sort of speed, where they're actually seeing what actually might happen, or they've experienced that, oh yeah, these kinds of things are not good to have around. It's like, oh, we want the extra technology and we want to make deals for it, or we want to grab it somehow. Rather than it's like, those technologies come with a cost that the very fact that you want it so much is probably part of the reason why they've had such a bad cost. So it's interesting to observe. And again, actions will always speak louder than words, because politicians can say anything to the elected. The key is to make sure they're living up to their promises. But anyway, those are my thoughts on this. What do you think?